What's good, everyone? It's Darian. Today I am here with my Uncle James, his brother Mook, and their friend Sunny. And really, I just wanted to invite them over to talk. And I have some questions I'm going to ask them. And I really wanted them on specifically because they're much older than I'm pretty sure my audience, so I feel like they'll provide a unique perspective. And they're also really funny guys who each have their own unique personalities. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you guys like 30 seconds each to kind of introduce yourselves so that people know who they're dealing with exactly.
Well, look, I guess I'll start, with myself. Uncle James. As you see, I'm representing Notre Dame, okay? We had a rough game yesterday, but it's okay. All right, but listen, if anything, I'm just saying I'm just happy to be here just to, answer some of the questions that you have. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on over to my brother.
What's going on? It's Uncle Mook, aka the triple OG J Force right here. You know what I'm saying? Going to answer some of these questions for y'all, for Dari. And hey, maybe the triple OG can offer some advice and information and perspective. Yeah.
What up, though? What's going on? This is Sonny Bolo over here. Just want to say what up. How you doing and everything?
Detroit, though.
You that.
What up, though?
What up,
Nah.
What up, though?
What do you guys think is the biggest, factor in contributing to someone's success after graduating college?
One of the biggest factors, mentors and relationships. Because one thing, man, I think people underestimate is that everything that we do in this world is based on relationships and having great mentors. Not having just a mentor, but great mentors. Because then that way someone can steer you in a direction that they don't, because they've already took the hits for you. Most of the good mentors and people are going to show you like, look, I made this mistake back in the day. I think you need to turn this way or try this way. Not saying that you don't want to be your own person or whatever in the direction you go, because you're going to know yourself better. But a good mentor is like help you see the chessboard a lot better when you're starting out as a novice. So definitely after college, it's about relationships and mentorships.
Let me say this.
Who you know. Sometimes it's
so right. And just kind of piggyback on what you said, it's all about networking, right? And the best advice that I can give is don't wait till after college. Even while you're in college, it's all about building relationships and it's all about networking. But the networking starts with your instructor, your professors, those individuals that you meet, right? While you're in school, I think it's very important to have some sort of internship. Don't wait till the end. And then when you have those internships, build those relationships there. That's where you're going to gain mentors, right? But also, like some may sit back and say, well, you know what? I don't know if I can do that, or that's, I feel uncomfortable talking to my professor. I feel uncomfortable, or I haven't been able to get an internship. Then what I would say is use technology. We were talking about Instagram earlier, right? LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best. You'll be surprised on how many individuals that you can connect to in the field in which that you would want to work or that you would like to study. Where you just reach out to someone and say, hey, I really love what you're doing and I'm looking for a mentor. There's so many, because there's been individuals that reached out to me on that same type of thing. And because they took the time to send a message, now whether they message me and 50 other people, it doesn't matter. I think that's good. But for them to take the time out to reach out to me for, and I don't know anything about them, to say, hey, they want mentorship or they want guidance, I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah, because that says something about them and their proactiveness.
Yeah.
No, it's just all about as long as you have respect and also carry yourself professionally. A lot of times people don't carry themselves all the way, too professional and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's just, that's what I'll piggyback on.
Yeah, and just kind of knowing where you are and like when to be what, kind of like know when you need to be more professional.
Knowing how to read the room.
Yes, I hear that a lot.
But let me say this: you have to read the room, and Darian, as you mentioned, knowing how to turn on. Listen, the minute you step on out or you in a public setting, it needs to be on, because you would be surprised of the people that you come in contact with.
Yeah.
Give another example. I'm like the example king, right? I'm with an engineering firm right now, which is cool. I really enjoy it. And there was a fire drill in the building and I'm heading down the stairwell, and there was a gentleman that stopped me, and he was like, "Hey, I've seen you around. You've been with the company for." I was like, "Yeah, I've been here for just a short period of time." And he said, "Man, I know you from somewhere." He's like, "Did you coach the Little League flag football team for the 49?" And I had to stop for a second, like, wait a minute, what, But come find out, yes, I did. And I coached against this guy's team in a playoff game, but that was like 2 or 3 years ago. But he remembered me, he remembered my demeanor, he remembered, and he was asking me, hey, what league is your son playing in this year? I'd like to get him, coaching with you. But see, that's an example. This is from 2 years ago where, a gentleman noticed that I was coaching and maybe my demeanor or how I was handling the kids, that he remembered 3 years later and approached me. Now, I didn't know him. He was talking to me, and I never, it's as if I never saw him before. But I think you always need to have that switch turned on.
Yeah, because you never know who's watching. Like, you never know when someone from your past is going to come back in the future. Or a quote that I always remember that my dad always tells me is like, "Stay ready so you don't have to get ready." So when an opportunity presents itself, I guess you're ready to take it. If you were going to give one piece of advice, it can be relationship related, career related, or life related, to somebody my age or somebody that's coming right out of college or about to go into college, what would you guys say? James, we can start with you, and then we'll just go down the line.
Well, I kind of have a big one because of what I do in my profession is in the area of talent acquisition, recruitment, and that's something I've been doing for some time. We touched on social media, which is a big deal here. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I want to be honest with you about something. You really need to be careful about what you're posting and what you're putting on social media, okay? I told you about, like, in terms of LinkedIn, and that's a great place to network and this, that, and the other. But companies nowadays, they have the full capability to access some of your posts. That doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound fair. And then, I'm sure some behind this camera now, like, what are you talking about? They can't do that. I'm telling you that it can happen. Because in most cases now on LinkedIn or some other, if you type in an individual's name, it's going to pull up a person's Facebook. It's going to pull up a person's Instagram. So if you have images that are not, that's not appropriate, you got to be careful, because guess what? It can cost you your job or an opportunity, or in some cases worse, your career. So, that's what I have to share about that.
Yeah, I think for me, I would say for young people now, find something you're passionate about and let it kill you. And what I mean by that is that just to kind of piggyback off of what James is, if you don't want to work for a company, you can work for yourself. Technology nowadays is so amazing, because now with the access of the internet, I used to say to some of the people I used to mentor that, like, back in my generation, when I was in college and everything, there were, even moving to Atlanta, I worked for ABC News, I worked for NBC News when I came to Atlanta and everything. Back in the day, there were more jobs and less resources. Today, there are more resources and less jobs. We're in a pandemic. This is something that's never happened in my lifetime. Right now in 2020. 2020 is the worst year I've ever seen in my life. But one thing that's actually happened is some entrepreneurs are finding it to be an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And also, even if you have a job somewhere, what I'll say to young people and stuff, like, don't be afraid to hustle hard now so you can live the life you want to later. This is one of the best times, even though it's a pandemic, this is one of the best times to maybe start your own business. I see young people I know who do creative t-shirts and fashion lines, and they're making more money off of selling t-shirts than having a quote unquote job. Yeah. So if you want to be a certain way, I say just take advantage of not being afraid. For young people, just find something you're passionate about, go hard, keep maintaining the relationships. Try to figure out whether you want to work for somebody or you want to work for yourself, because you're never going to be able to be, if you want to be your own boss and do what you want to do on social media, you're going to have to work for yourself. And enjoy your life while you can, while you're young, but work hard now so you can have the life you want later.
Great advice.
I'll say stay motivated, keep that drive. A lot of people give up, never give up. Keep focusing on that goal, and keep pushing through. And that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize is this is the best time, you know, because I know it's hard, but at the same time, push through it. Because, you know, like I said, there's success at the other end. All right?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what I'm talking about.
Thanks for the advice, you guys. That's all we have for you guys today, unless you guys want to add anything else.
No,
Final
listen.
thoughts?
If anything, final thoughts. I say,
Plug yourself.
I love what you're doing. You know, this is really awesome. You know, just having a good conversation, and hopefully the conversation is going to help those that are listening out there.
Because at the end of the day, I might not know you personally, but I want you to win.
That's right. Win.
I want you to win.
Win, 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 win.
I want you to win.
All right, James, I feel like
Win.
you're gonna
Win. Everything else, I want you to win.
Listen,
J-Rock.
All right, I'm gonna just head out.
Right. So there she's leaving, but it's all good. But listen,
What, we embarrassing you or something now? What?
Later. We enjoyed our time. We'll see you next time, hopefully, if Derry invites us back. She left. All right.
Take care.